I won this piece of wood at a raffle at Space Coast Woodturners the other day, and the guy who brought it in didn't know what it was, and I certainly don't know what it is, but it feels heavy enough. It's at 9.7 on the moisture content, so it's ready to be turned to finished turn, and we're going to open this up and see what we've got today. But thanks to Space Coast Woodturners, thank you. If I measure from the outside edge of this circle all the way around, this is my center point. But the problem is, I have a deep cut on this side, and if we measure down in, I know that it's 5/8 of an inch. So we're going to subtract 5/8 of an inch off, and that's going to make my center point over here. That way I'm not losing all the way around. It's going to be a little off when I put it on the lathe, so it's going to be out of balance a little bit, but it won't take long to get it cleared back up again. So I'm going to make my center point here, not here. Also, I was going to do a screw chuck on this, but I realized that we have a crack running straight across here, and it is down in probably 1.5 inches almost. So what I'm going to do is I want to put a faceplate on this so I know I've got solid connection all the way around, because my screw chuck's going to be right beside that crack, and I'm a little worried that that might be loose. It does have a nice knot right here, so we're going to see what that branch has got underneath it. So we'll take it down a little bit right now. This is beautiful stuff. Oh, I wish I knew what it was. Well, thank you, Space Coast Woodturners. This is fantastic. This is like Christmas. We got ambrosia going on here, and this is a red. This is not maple. I cannot believe it is maple, because it's got too much red in it. Could also be that it's in a crotch, but this is ambrosia here. Almost cleared up and in round there. The rest of it's looking really good. We got a knot here. This is actually looks like where the pith is, but she's holding good. Somebody filled this with something already, because there's something in there right now. This is what I mean. You don't know until you get into something what you really got. That is like glass. This is very, very hard and tight grained wood. It's cutting beautifully. That looks like maple. It does. It looks like ambrosia maple. Just got a lot of detail going on in it. This grain looks like maple. I would say this is ambrosia maple. Oh. All right, I used some CA glue here, in fact, real thin CA glue, just try and fill these cracks up a little bit and hold it together. Now I'm going to flatten this up and take out the center here. But I'm going to leave it fat because I'm going to do some repairs on the holes I've got here. What I want is to push this stuff out of here, and then we're going to fill this. This one over here probably doing the same thing. So I'm going to go work on that for a little bit, and I'll be back. It's that maple ambrosia bowl that we're working on. What I did is I pushed out the knot that was here, and then I filled it with epoxy, but then I also covered back over with copper. And that's the one on the back side. That's that knot I kicked out. I got epoxy in there, and then I also on the top I just lightly coated with copper, and it filled all the little creases. A guy from Space Coast Woodturners suggested using copper, so I'm using copper. All right, I got the tail totally removed from here. This is ready for tongue oil and a signature. She came out quite nice. This is from Space Coast Woodturners. I was given this, well, I won it in a raffle at Space Coast Woodturners. But pretty darn nice. I like how the copper turned out. Again, there it is.